And I do believe we are live, but Z or Price or Jamie, would one of you mind checking that for me before I so boldly make that claim?
Here we go. Seems to be.
We are Gucci.
We are Gucci. Wonderful, then let's get this started, shall we? Yes, Z, I can see your comment. And so, let's begin this. So welcome everyone, ladies, gentlemen, ladies, gentle thems, the girls, the gays, the theys, the straights, the everybody. Welcome to our latest great debate. It's been a while since we had one of these, so let me run over real quick what this is and what we're doing here. The great debates are a little tradition that happened a lot when we started the server, where we would pick a very pointless topic and we would debate about it and do no research whatsoever. And I honestly don't remember what the topic of the first one was, but I do remember that we got to the point where everybody unanimously agreed that Gru from Despicable Me was the Antichrist, just based on facts and creation and something to do with the minions. So, as you can see, we get on some very crazy paths here, but they have logical pathways. And today's great debate is going to be about Mario Kart, because I had a thought where I was playing Mario Kart World, because I just got myself a nice Switch 2, because my Switch 1 got borked, and I was like, well, now's as good a time as ever. And seeing all the, Toads and Koopas driving on the street, I started wondering, if you get hit with a star or with, a shell or, God forbid, a bullet bill, does that get covered by your car insurance? Is it covered? Is it considered an act of God? Is it only specific situations? And I really couldn't come up with an answer on my own, so I wanted to talk about that.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to hear people's takes on this.
Yes. Oh yes, and Jamie is correct. Raise your hands if you want to speak in the stream so that we know if you want to speak. Otherwise, you can post your opinions in chat, and I will make sure that Z conveys them to me. But that's right. Z, would you, real quick, just, I'd like to show people what happens if they say something that I don't like.
Oh, something like, hey, can you play Sandman? Hey,
Goodbye.
what about...
And he's been vaporized. Very easy, very quick trick. He can come back. That's just an example.
I promise to be better.
Good. Thank you, Z. So with that, I'm going to take a quick drink of my drink so that my throat doesn't immediately dry out, and then let's get started on our discussion. Hello there, James, and welcome.
James?
Someone in the YouTube chat.
Oh.
So then, now that I've had a drink, I'll get us started, and I'm actually going to look up a list of stage hazards from Mario Kart World.
I'm going to be doing a lot of learning this stream because I've never played it and I've never watched people play it.
I only just got it recently, and it's got a roaming mode where you can just drive around however you want. So, that's nice, and that's part of why I noticed this, because now you just get people on their commutes, and, poor Toad is just trying to make it to his 9 to 5, and he gets just smacked in the face by, a red shell, or, probably a green shell, because he'd have to be being tracked for the red shell. But,
Toad getting hit by a red shell outside of the contest, being like, whoa, 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 whoa. My tag was not on.
Exactly. And that is why we have to wonder if that's covered by insurance. Because if you get hit with a red shell and you're just in the line of fire, but the red shell was supposed to be targeting someone else, then I would argue that that's the point at which, your insurance should step in and cover whatever damage there was to the car. But...
Oh.
Or go on.
Oh, sorry, continue.
Oh no, I was just going to say, your insurance should step in, but the problem is, if you want to get the information of the other driver, and they're in the race, they're already gone. So, if Mario hit you, you're not getting his license plate. You're not getting his insurance info.
Well, I feel like you could. It would be more of proving the happenstance of it, right? You get hit. Mario throws a red shell, right? You're not on the track today. You get hit by the red shell. You go to your insurance agent, like, yeah, Mario hit me with a red shell when I was off duty. It's like, oh, really? We've heard that one before.
Very true. It looks like Price wants to speak, so we'll let him up here. And I did see a question from Nicole about whether there will be spoilers. The most there might be are character spoilers, but otherwise, I think there's only, like, I'm going to be going over the items, but I don't think I'm going to be saying anything that's, like, I'm not going to be going over any of, like, the special items that cause, like, changes. I might talk about some of the racers, but the ones that you've seen in the trailers, like, including some of the ones that have been in, like, the list of characters, but otherwise I'm not going to be, like... I'm not going to go through spoiling the whole game, so I will do my best to not, overstep, but I might talk about some things. And if I do think I'm going to verge on a spoiler, I'll make sure to warn in advance. For now, though, let's welcome Price up to the stage. Hello there, Price.
Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
So, one thing I've wanted to mention is, you had said it's all happenstance, whether, like, oh, right, well, if, like, Toad claims, hey, Mario hit me with a red shell. Well, the race is being recorded. I believe his name is I'm blanking on his... Lakitu,
right.
Yes. So there is video evidence here. And I think that can't be understated, because with any insurance, they're gonna try to weasel their way out.
Of course.
That is so very true.
And then also the fact that this is a set group of racers, I would assume that they would have signed an agreement.
Yeah.
But this just covers racers when they're on the track. If, like, Toad is just walking beside the track and he gets hit by a car, that's still an issue.
So, it starts to delve into, like, what policies, like, okay, I'm sure all the drivers are insured for their vehicles. Are the drivers in the race insured for damage to other people? Because if they are, then that goes on to that insurance. And if they're not, there's a bigger problem at play, because why wouldn't they be? This is like a Mad Max style death race, basically, just, Mario-tized. But if you don't have it, do you have to, like, go to, oh god, what would it be? Be something like all shrooms? You go to all shrooms and be like, yeah, I need accidental kart racing damage protection.
That's true, if it's like bonus coverage. It does look like we have another request to speak, so let me let you down from the audience, Price, and let us welcome to the stage B-Movie Lawyer.
We have B-Movie Lawyer wants to come up and speak.
By all means,
let's see what they
welcome
have
to the
say
stage
here.
B-Movie Lawyer. You're live. Thank you for joining us.
All right, B-Movie Lawyer, what's your piece? What's your take on this?
I was muted that whole time.
Yes, you were.
My bad.
I wasn't sure if that was what you wanted to be or not.
Nope, that was an accident. Welcome to the stage, B-Movie Lawyer. Please feel free to enlighten us with your take. Currently, we can't hear you, but take a second and get your mic working if you like to, and we will hear you when we hear you.
Yep. So what were you trying to say amidst the silence you've forced on yourself?
I was just saying that we would scoot Price from the stage so we could get B-Movie Lawyer up here.
We need an expert's opinion on here, all right? We need an expert's opinion.
It's very true. And I think someone was saying something about spoilers. Oh, I see. Okay, avoiding world spoilers. We cannot hear you, B-Movie Lawyer.
Yeah, you're still muted. Or not. Coming through.
Well, while the B movie lawyer goes through those mic issues, I want to go back to just discussing some of the. Yeah, we'll come back to you. I wanted to go over some of the specific hazards, some of the ones that I'm wondering, because I feel like different ones have got to be covered in different ways. Like, a bomb is going to be very different from a banana peel, right?
Ooh. Oh, that brings up a great question. Yes.
And, okay, so, like, Boo can be a racer, I think Boo's been a racer in past games as well, or Boo's.
Mm-hmm.
But Boo can also be used as an item. So, do you have to factor him in as part of the insurance claim? Like, is this a third party, or is the claim, like, because of Boo, or...
Well, you're getting ahead of yourself here. Are you saying that Boo is one character and not a full, like, faction of people? There are many Boos in the world.
You're right.
Have you not been to Big Boo's Haunted Mansion?
There
are many Boos.
You're right. My apologies. That was very insensitive of me, and I really should have taken more care. I apologize to all the Boos in the audience. I did not mean to be, I didn't mean to generalize. That was my bad, and I apologize. It does look like we've got somebody waiting to speak, so if we can welcome them to the stage.
Come on up here, Jamie.
All right. There's one thing you always have to keep in mind with crime, and it's this beautiful little Latin term called mens rea, the guilty mind. So, if somebody, even a Boo, were to be held guilty, you would have to have a valid reason for, like, committing that crime out of malice. When you have an item Boo, you just, like, grab him out of a box, shake him up, and throw him at your opponent. You force him to do that. He isn't, like, choosing to do that. It's forced upon him. So I say, no, the Boo should be free. Razor Boo's different.
So it really comes down to, like, you have contractor Boos, and then you have the celebrity, the performance Boos, right? The ones who are on the carts themselves versus the item, right?
That's true. Though, I mean, I would still argue that the Boo in the item is still, like, a living, conscious entity who is still part of it. Also,
well, that Boo's a contractor.
That's true. I would like to just bring up a comment from the YouTube audience from Char, which is, Boo is dead. Can you even count him as part of the accident? Can you recover damages from him? Can he even be insured? And that's...
Yes, of course.
I mean, insurance says this racer has been dead for years, according to Char. And I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time, I mean, undead versus... Okay, like, there's dead, and there's undead, and there's ghost. And I feel like these are three separate categories. Because I think, even if you're dead on paper, I think if you're a ghost, the IRS or whatever bureau is still going to feel like they can count you as someone who can pay taxes. As long as you can move your damn body in some way, you can pay taxes.
I feel like you'd have to start getting into the question and conundrums of what is life, Because
true.
Like, the dead are dead, obviously. They aren't moving anymore, they're deceased, there's no active anything going on, right? The undead have been reanimated, usually by Kamek, and that's an entirely different scandal. We will not bring Kamek. Kamek will not be brought up in this, okay, guys?
Okay.
But then you have the paranormal side of the dead, which are things like Boos, which are things like what are those things called in... Is it just Manta?
Manta?
The ghost manta ray from
I know
Mario
what you're
Sunshine.
talking about. I don't remember. Or the great... No, I'm thinking of the great sandbird. But we do have a request for a speaker from Amber, so if we can let Amber up here.
Come on up here, Amber.
Welcome to the
What's
stage.
your take?
What I want to say about the current Boo discussion is they have mansions. They have big houses. They are rich. I think they already have money, and I believe that either they have an excess and they are willing to pay it, or because of their condition, they are actually physically unable, and I'm not sure which is the right decision here. Because would the kingdom go to the ghosts to take taxes from them if they're so scared of ghosts?
You bring up a very interesting point, which is that you're right, they do own property, but here is my question coming off of that. Did they get that through inheritance? Like, did Grandpa Boo pass on or become a Boo and then say, here, you inherit it, but then they also became Boos, and so technically the inheritance is just being passed on to the next person, but, like, they're still Boos, they're still dead, but does that even count?
I would say no, actually, because the only mansions you see outside of the kingdoms are to the Boos and no one else. Which means I don't think it's inheritance. I just think it's they have a loophole that they're taking advantage of by being ghosts.
That's true. I haven't played much Luigi's Mansion, but I played a little bit of 3 the other day, and none of the others, so I am obviously an expert on this, and I feel like I can say with complete confidence, knowing absolutely nothing, that they intentionally invite people like Luigi in, specifically so that they can scare him off and be like, oh look, nobody should rent this property or even try to come here, except for us. And I think you're right. I think they do own that property, and I think they are intentionally acting with malicious intent to make sure nobody else gets that property.
You bring up a good point out of Luigi's Mansion. I was just considering, like, Super Mario Worlds, just those Boo houses, and I did not actually remember about Luigi's Mansion when I brought this point up.
And then we come up to the question of what is a Boo house versus a Boo mansion. But before we get to that, it does look like B-Movie Lawyer has come back. So if we can bring B-Movie Lawyer up to the stage, and Amber, we can bring you back up after B-Movie Lawyer. Thank you, Amber, and let us welcome once again B-Movie Lawyer. Welcome to the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Oh my god.
I am Leighton T. Montgomery. You may recognize me for representing the defense at the case of Barry B. Benson versus the human race. Today, I am here representing the insurance companies, and despite my earlier violent censure, I will have my peace.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Sorry. Welcome to the stage. Please feel free to tell us your opinions on the great insurance debate of Mario Kart hazards. B-Movie Lawyer.
Yes, so as my opening statement, I shall argue that no, in fact, Mario Kart hazards are not covered by insurance. For if anything, what is insurance? What do you expect us to pay? What kind of topsy-turvy world would that result in? So, we would argue that Mario Kart hazards are not covered by any automobile insurance, as these are cars. And even if they were, what is the worst that could happen? You could die? So what? That costs 100 coins. My case rests.
Wow, actually, that brings up a lot of questions.
It really does. I mean, if you die, I mean, that's the thing. Do you become a Boo after that? Or, like, it is true that, like, you can game over, but then... Oh, I just broke my fidget cube. Please excuse me.
That's the second thing that's broken on a Tezza stream. I just want to make that clear.
Wait,
I still stand for the cup.
Oh my god, you're right. But going back to, oh gosh, okay, so let me lay out the points here real quick. Let's let's go over this again real quick. Just lay out the points from B Movie Lawyer and then lay out, oh god, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Lay out the points from Amber. Z, would you mind helping me out with that while I retrieve my poor broken fidget cube real quick?
Totally fine. Let me go into the points from Amber. Amber, can you relay those points while I stall for time? Because I just laughed all of the wind out of my brain in the past, 15 minutes. And I'm struggling to remember exactly what I was doing with these scissors. I have a pair of scissors in my hand, and I was going to do something, and I don't remember what it was anymore. I'm going to put those away before someone gets hurt.
I hope it wasn't popping another racer's tires.
No, I don't think so. The point of, at least for the one that I've most recently remembered, which is a life just costs 100 coins. I'm like, yeah, wow, that's so very true. Wait, does a life cost 100? No, yeah, it does cost 100 coins, because every 100 coins you get a 1-up. I see where you pulled that from, okay.
And we do have some...
Yes?
We do have some comments from the YouTube side that I'd like to read out
true.
here. One from Char says, would the boos have free will, or would they be property/chattel of Kamek? That is...
Listen, we said we wouldn't be bringing up Kamek in
That's
this.
true.
We could get in so much legal trouble. You have no idea how much power King Koopa has over this sector, okay?
That is true, and
you gotta be very careful with that.
The B Movie Lawyer is in the audience, and I think that, I don't want to tackle him if he decides that we're in the wrong. We do have a couple other comments. Another from Char, which is it possible that since Mario has multiple lives, some boos are his previous lives? If so, would he be liable? And one from James, are you liable for what you did in a past life? That is, I think, the more encompassing question, I think, for the boos, for Mario, for everyone. And I just got one more from Wobbington real quick, which is, athletic individuals can farm free lives with the help of a neighborly Koopa and a corner to destroy the health insurance market.
Listen, that fraud was put out of place 50 years ago, alright? You can't be bringing that up anymore. They have a ruling against that now. That will put you in jail for at least 5 of those lives.
But are you liable for what you did in a past life?
I feel like that would come into the terms of, is your past life still you? I would think so, considering you are completely reincarnated as the same whole-bodied person you were beforehand, right?
But does game overing count as a past life? If Mario stomps on a Goomba and then he gets hit and he dies and then he game overs and then he starts again, is he liable for the Goomba that he killed? Or is he, because that was in a past life, is he expunged from that sin?
With the prevalence of multiple lives and 1-ups, there's got to be something in there somewhere that holds characters liable for their actions in past lives. Because you could think of something like one of the many tracks that Mario used to do, back in Super Mario Brothers 1 to Advance and things like that, where you could go for the entire level causing untold amounts of damage. I'm sure they're all paid actors, but you think about what that will imprint upon the children doing things like that.
True. We do have another speaker request, and I also have a comment from YouTube, from Wobbington, that says, it wasn't me. That dude threw his hat at me and made me do it. Which, yeah.
Okay, that brings up whole other things, yeah.
Let's bring up Cal from Mario Kart first, before we move on to that.
Meadows has been besieged by racers recently. They tear up our fields, right where all of the cows sit. We just want to live our lives, eating the grass and all of a sudden there's racers coming through. I saw a cow come through on a cart. That can't be legal. Anyways, I would argue that we should cancel the Mario Kart for good. It is just too harmful to the population of Meadows to have cars racing through here every which way, even when there's not a race day. There are cars going everywhere in the New Wander when it was just on the track.
Yeah, I'd like to push back on that.
No. Yeah, we cannot be canceling the Mario Kart. We can't cancel the Mushroom Cup. We can cancel the Star Cup. Are you crazy? I understand that you're a cow on Mumu Meadows, and maybe it feels like you're a little bit important because you've got to feed off the grass. But does anybody even eat cow in Mario? And if we do, then why does your opinion matter?
Look, the
Go for it.
population of Meadows is vital to satisfying Mario Kart meta. What is it called, I ask you, when a racer beats a level not through the intended mechanics, but through some clever side trick? It's called cheesing the level. We run this thing. We should have more rights. Cancel the Mario Kart through Mumu Meadows.
I have a question for you, Mr. Mumu.
Yes.
Has there ever been a time where one of your Mumu brothers or sisters has actually sustained damage in a Mario Kart accident? Because if I remember correctly, every time that a racer would pass through those meadows, if they hit one of your kind, they total and the Mumu is fine. There's no damage on those cows.
Okay,
right.
so let me ask you a question, right? Let me answer your question with a question. If you're parked in an automobile, right, and a motorcyclist, both of these things exist, the automobiles, the carts, and the motorcycles, the bikes, and a motorcyclist runs into your car. The motorcyclist is going to sustain more damage than your car, but does that mean you enjoy having a motorcyclist run into you? Now imagine if you're the car. We're just living our peaceful lives on meadows, and all of a sudden we're hit by a car. Yeah, the car spins out, but it's not a pleasant way to spend an afternoon.
That argument does not hold up when you are the ones walking onto the racetrack.
Yeah, there's like pastures out to the side. There's dirt on those roads. There's no grass for you to be wandering into. In fact, I would say that Mumus are being held liable for their actions by moving from the pasture onto the dirt where the racers are. What would you say to that, Mr. Mumu?
I would say that this is the same debate that is the reason why we can't go on our fields anymore, because there might be a mole popping out of there. Just because the mole's there doesn't mean we need to leave our fields.
Oh,
All
we're blaming the
all the carts
Monty
racing through
moles.
our
Of
fields.
course, this is great coming from Mr. Mumu. How dare you speak that way about the Monty moles? They are at least performing a service. They are supposed to be part of the races, and they are supposed to shake things up when they hit the cars. What are you doing? You're just standing there in the middle of the road, getting in the way, and now you're complaining that the cars hit you when you are the one who marched directly into the road. I will not stand for this.
I will also say that the Monty Mole their core of engineers and things like that, are subsidized by Koopa himself, because of course they work on all of his structures and vehicles and things like that. When the Mushroom Cup and all of its follow-ups hire them for these events, they actually have a clause in their contract that says that they can come up onto the stage and cause mayhem. And that's enrichment for them. However, the Mumus, we have specifically put you into a pasture.
And you know what? So I really feel like you're making these arguments in bad faith, Mr. Mumu, and honestly, I just think that, maybe it's time to put you out to pasture. So, bye, Mr. Mumu, and there you go. This is what I meant when I said I would vaporize you if you said something I didn't like.
And I do want to say one of the only things that I've seen from Mario Kart World specifically is they actually have food stall vendors on the road this time. You can get fast food on the road, right?
That is true. Also, I have a wonderful few comments from YouTube. One
Go
from
for it.
Analogic Paradox, which says, "It's their land, colonizer mindset," which is true.
Oh.
James says it is named after them. And another from Wob Wobbington that just says mental anguish, which I agree. I think I also saw a message from Price that said the cows are just that thick, and they very well may be.
Yeah, I believe that the Mumus, I don't know if it's some sort of contractual immunity. Contractual immunity.
Oh god.
Mental
vaporize
anguish.
you.
There you go. But again, I want to specify that the Mumus are not harmed in any way whenever
They're
they
not.
are hit by racers.
Oh, it looks like we've got
Amber
Amber
is coming
raising
back
her
for another
hand.
point.
Yes. And I was going to say really quick before we get to you, Amber, just so I can get it off my mind.
Absolutely.
Is, if we're talking about, now we're talking about Mumus, we're talking about Monty Moles, and that makes me feel like we've got to go through the other living hazards that are on the stage, like Catquack, so we'll get to that. But Amber, first, please, by all means, speak your mind.
I've hacked into the system. I figured it out.
Oh, dear.
Mario Kart isn't go-karting at all. It's just an augmented virtual reality experience where the karters go into like a little virtual world. It's all fake. That's why the Mumus do not get hurt. That's why the cars do not get hurt. It's because it's all fake. Everything was fake the entire time.
No, actually. I can disprove that.
I was gonna
Hello?
say, like, isn't the fact that like you have an open world now basically saying that this is no longer digital?
Well, it's
Like,
not
they're-
just that. It's also that
Oh.
the stages that we've seen in other games, like Peach's Castle, they exist in the Mario Kart world, Mario Kart world. They are there. So all of the places that we've been on adventures before are on the very same map as the Mario Kart. And I honestly think that maybe it's not that it's a simulation, but maybe it's seasonal. Because we don't see Mario in the cart all the time. We don't see Bowser or Peach. They've got lives to live. But I think that probably, once a year there's a season where it's race car season and all of the racers hop into their cars. And when that's not happening, I think that's when the Toads and the Koopas are, just driving in their cars feeling safe. But once per year for like 3 months, everybody has to fear for their lives. But I do appreciate your thought about it being a simulation. That is a really interesting point. Go on.
I just
please.
wanted to bring up one more thing about that.
Please.
The maps across the different karting experiences, like Bowser's Castle. There are multiple Bowser's Castles, aren't there?
Yes.
There are multiple maps. There are multiple experiences. They're all different. Why are they all different?
Lord Koopa has made significant strides in trying to acquire territory in the Mushroom Kingdom. Like,
Yeah.
you'd be surprised how many Koopa Kingdoms there are, Koopa Castles.
Yeah, but I just want to say, why would it be called Bowser's Castle then, and not like a castle of Bowser's instead? Then,
Well, we've got Bowser
because
Kingdom, we've got
really,
Bowser Castle.
if it's the Bowser's Castle, I would imagine it would be the castle, no?
No, I think, Price is saying something about castles historically, and so I would love to have a real expert opinion. But also, I think it's kind of branding for Bowser. Like, if you're going to, like, a tourist destination, or, like, like, if I go to a McDonald's, like, that's not the McDonald's, that is just a McDonald's. If I'm in one of the continents in Mario, and I see, like, oh, they've got a Bowser's Castle here. No, it's just Bowser's Castle, so I go, like, let's go see Bowser's Castle, I think for him it's branding. Like, probably internally in memos they've got different names, like, Bowser Castle USA or like Bowser Castle Canada. Oh, Wob Wobbington also brings up a good point, which is Bowser is the family name. His kids own each of those castles.
That gets into a more gray territory. There is speculation that Bowser actually does this on purpose because one of those is his true castle, but due to having so many political enemies in the Mushroom Kingdom, he has to obfuscate which castle is actually Bowser's castle. They're all Bowser's castles, just like, I am also Spartacus, things like that.
That is true. It's also easier to keep people from figuring out, which one he's got Peach in at any given time if he's got multiple. Also, Analogic Paradox in YouTube adds, it's like White Castle, it's a chain. And I can agree with that.
Okay, returning to my point about everything being a simulation, how does involving real-world locations disprove my theory here?
It's
because
not so... Go for it.
Simulate real-world cases, right?
So... Go for it, sorry.
If something is the reality that you live in, then really, what makes it a simulation? Even if the world I'm living in is a simulation, it's still, to me, my real life, and so that's not simulated, because for me, this is reality. Even if I were, being simulated in a computer, this is still my reality, and for the racers, that is still their reality. So I think even if it is, by our standards, a simulation... Go on.
My point was, their reality is separate from the reality of regular drivers and regular Mumus and Monty Moles.
So that's the thing about Mario Kart World, actually, is that it's not, because we can literally see now the Toads and the Koopas on their commute. There is just a regular, roaming mode where you can just drive down the street. You can just drive across the world, and you get to see them all driving around and making their commutes. So actually, that separate world is no longer a thing, which I was shocked by when I found out. And Z, you were saying something?
Yes, so there's 2 points to this. In previous races, this was a good theory. It was this theory, or it was the separate locale theory. The Mushroom Kingdom never answered any questions as to whether or not previous iterations of the Mushroom Cup were actually hosted at those locations, or if they were hosted off-site in locations built to look like the locations. As for the Mario Kart World, Mushroom Cup, Star Cup, and things like that, several locations were out of service for, I think, 3 to 4 months before World was actually released to the public. So there are some very good facts backing up that this is real. Now, obviously, have the locations been altered so that if you're going through Peach's castle, you're not actually seeing, the royal war chest, and you're not seeing all the planning and things like that going on? Absolutely, they've obfuscated all of that. The locations are still accurate, I would say.
Huh. Well, I guess you convinced me then that this is entirely seasonal, because you're bringing up the points that they've altered things based on timing, and they've altered things such that I don't know. I guess you've proven me wrong here. And
there's a lot to think about.
Still, that still leaves a hole about why vehicles and living creatures that acts as technical hazards to the road for the go-karters do not get affected by dangerous items that the karters may use.
Such as the Catquack.
Including
I'd like to bring this point up.
Oh?
Tezza had a lot to say about the Catquack, specifically on the beach portions of
That is true. I do
Art
have
World.
so much to say about the Catquacks, though.
Let's hear it.
Somebody did bring up in stream chat that Pierce said, I think it's important to note that cars can be stolen in Mario Kart World. Per this Twitter post from Super Mario Broth. I'll just read the text since I don't think I can just slam the video in here, but in Mario Kart World, NPCs will park their cars, exit them, and walk around. However, the game does not actually keep track who each car belongs to. As such, a different NPC than the owner may drive away with the car, seemingly stealing it.
I think the key go for it. Sorry.
No, please.
The operative word here is seemingly stealing it. A lot of the Shy Guy people have a very tight-knit community. They have their own purchasing methods and their own ways of distributing ownership. It's quite fascinating. You should really see Lakitu's documentary about the Shy Guy people and their way of life.
True, I haven't caught up on that one actually, but I was gonna say actually on that point. Oh goodness, I think it's kind of. I would compare it to e-bikes, the things where, like, anybody can use them, you drive them to wherever you want to go, and then you get out, and then somebody else can, hop in and take that to whatever they need to go. And there's enough cars to go around, probably.
Oh, more likely than not, especially now that Mario Kart World is active. I'm sure rentals have gone up in sales.
Oh yeah, and so has insurance costs.
And so has insurance. We're back on topic.
And since we're there, the official herb on YouTube says communally owned cars, and I can agree. But I want to talk about the Catquack. In case you don't know the B-movie lawyer actually has one more thing to say, so let's let him up before I get into my Catquack rant.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I am back.
You are.
And I would ask the judge, that being our host Z, of course, being host you get to be the judge. I would ask our host if I can call Tezza's Tunes to the stand.
Oh,
do you want to do that?
Go on, Z. Yeah, I mean, call me to the stand, I guess.
Sure.
All right.
Go for it.
I'm coming up to the stand. I solemnly swear to not tell the lies or whatever the fuck you say in court. So what's going on, B-movie lawyer? Hi, I'm your witness.
Hello, I shall skip through the direct examination with the open-ended questions and jump straight to the cross-examination with the intentionally leading questions. So,
all right.
Is it true or is it not true that there is a knockout tour in the new game?
I believe that's true, yes.
Yes, and is it true or is it not true that all members of a Mario Kart race have the option to leave the race at any time?
I don't know if that's true.
I am asking only yes or no questions. Please, no answers for all of them.
Please, no answers for all of them?
Yes, please, no answers. You swore to tell the truth, so please.
Okay, yes? Is yes the answer you want from me, sir?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
So, would it not be true that all Mario Kart races are consenting to a sport, whereas the hazards are part of what they are getting themselves into?
Yes. I mean, the racers, yes. But what about the pedestrians? That's who I'm talking about.
Who cares about them? They're not here. We're talking about the races. They're not insured.
No, you are vaporized. They are... Zoop! There you go. Goodbye. Thank you, B-movie lawyer. That was... Well, okay, hang on. James in YouTube says, oh wait, he might be cooking. So... sorry that I had to throw you out, B-movie lawyer, but I don't like to answer questions when I'm wrong, so that's too bad. It really is, and I'm sorry about that. But anyway, so that I don't get proven wrong, let's talk about the Catquack, please. So, in case you don't know, the Catquack is a little guy, a pretty big guy, honestly, from... I believe Super Mario Sunshine was their debut, and they are essentially a big blue sphere with a duckbill, and they do, as you would guess from their name, launch you up into the air and just throw you up there. And if you come back down and you get fall damage, you know, that's what they do. I'm not gonna say whose fault it is. I'm just gonna say that's what the Catquack does. It launches you like a catapult, and it's got a duckbill, so it's, you know, Catquack. Makes enough sense.
Oh my god.
Love them so much. Catquack can be a racer. He can also be a stage hazard. And in fact, the thumbnail of this video shows a Catquack in a car looking at a Catquack stage hazard. Oh my god, okay, so Z is just realizing that that's why they're called Catquacks.
You
Yes,
didn't have to
because
say it out loud.
Of course I do. I'm here to call you out on stream. That's what I'm here to do.
Oh man, I was so confused for years. I'm like, Catquack. I mean, quack, sure, but Cato. It must be like a blooper thing. I don't know.
One of the reasons I love them so much is, and I can't find it anymore, and this destroys me, is once I was just looking through Twitch, this was many years ago, and I was just looking to watch somebody speedrunning Super Mario Galaxy, I think, because I think they're in there. And I just happened to chance upon this French streamer with like maybe 5 views or something, and I hopped on. He was at a part with Catquacks, and he was playing, and I just had it on as background noise, and it was really nice. And at one point, the Catquacks were getting on his nerves so much that he just said, "The fucking Catquack," and that is just ingrained in my brain. Whenever I see them now, I'm just like, "The fucking Catquack," every single time. And that's part of why they're so important to me. It's just because I will never find that guy's clip again. It destroys me because he was so... he didn't have any views. It was just such a little beautiful space and time, but I will always carry that with me. And speaking of things I will carry this back to the debate. The Catquack.
Yeah.
He's driving a car, but there's also other Catquacks. If the stage hazard Catquacks hit the Catquack who's in the cart, then, like, they're of the same species. Like, they know what each other do. If the the Catquack who is a Catquack knows to keep his distance from the hazard Catquacks, and if he doesn't, like, then I feel like insurance wouldn't cover that, because you already know, like, what he's gonna do. You already know, like, if you get in his way, you know exactly, you are a Catquack, you know how much distance you need to keep from him, and you didn't do that, and you get hit by the Catquack, I think the insurance could be like, you know, well, you knew what was gonna happen, like, that one's on you. And so this is kind of where I wonder about, like, same species hazards.
I would say that that's probably a clause in the insurance somewhere. Is it's subsection whatever, section something. It's probably subsection hazard, subsection knowing, was it knownful? What's the word for that?
Knowingly?
Knowingly, yes. Well, knowingly, I can't find the words for it, but basically knowing that you're about to run into one of the hazards, right? I would say that this is a blanket statement for all racers. Whenever they take on these contracts in order to be in the race, there are lots of new racers, and they had to update those contracts and, of course, the insurance regarding those contracts whenever the new cup was released. I would say that if the insurers, depending on what the insurers' moralities lie, I would say it's going to come down to either the fault lies with the racer for all times that they would run into a hazard, or the fault lies, if they're of a better moral conscience, then it would have been completely covered by the track's the track's revenue anyways for any damages or liability. And when it comes to Catquack on Catquack specifically, getting to your point of it, Catquacks, their enjoyment of life and the wonderful mysteries that it has is actually flipping things. You see them on the
That's true.
beach. They go up to each other. They flip each other in the air. They flip other people. It's commonplace to go to a beach and have like Catquack like contests to see who could be flung the highest up in the air. When a Catquack rams into another Catquack on the track, I would say that
On the
is on the Cattrack. Absolutely. I would say that is more enrichment from the Catquack side of things. Now, these racers are being paid a commission of their winnings. So it does kind of come into question whether or not the insurance policy would allow, encourage, or detract from allowing Catquacks to have that enrichment as they're doing their race.
That is true, and you do bring up another point with financial things, which is coins. Coin loss is actually a very it's a very prominent thing because when you pick up coins, it makes you go faster. That's how coins work. But if you get hit by something, you lose coins. And so, are you entitled to financial compensation if you're hit by a stage hazard if you lose coins and you can't pick them back up or you can't get the speed back? Because that would mean you could you could be late to your job, or you could even you could miss your window entirely to get somewhere really important. So I feel like the racer should at least pay back the coins.
Do other racers on the track, I'm putting in air quotes, acting as stage hazards? Obviously, these are normal people going about their daily lives.
Of course.
Do they lose coins when hit?
Sorry, you said other racers, or
the average Joe that's just on the track to get to work as an active race is happening?
I personally have not witnessed them get hit. So I'm not sure. I don't think they visibly lose coins that we can see, but I think that's probably because we can't pick up their coins. But I get the feeling that, in their own perspective, they do lose coins.
I have to wonder if there's some sort of, magical blinders being put onto this for the racers. Because if you haven't seen them when they're getting hit, but all kart racers who get hit lose coins, I think you're onto something with that.
Yeah, I don't think it's magical blinders. I think it's more that, if you're a racer and you get hit, your coins are knocked out externally. If you're not a racer and you get hit, your coins are knocked out, but they probably just pop up in your trunk or in your backseat, because the other racers can pick up coins from other racers. But I would imagine at least any car that's built in the Mario Kart world is at least going to have that feature of coins can be externally lost or internally.
You would think so, but you go to the Wild Kingdom and they're really struggling down there. There's a few of those cards that don't have those modules inserted into them. Obviously, I don't think that they're on display because that would be a terrible look for the Mushroom Cup to have that on display.
True.
But I think you're right in that.
And so we've got a lot of comments from the stream chat in Discord. So can you help me go over some of those real quick?
Yeah, so starting at, let's see here, Catquacks are in Galaxy, good to know.
Good to know.
Wait, what about Bubbles, or whatever the lava baubles are called? They have eyes.
The Potobos, I think.
Potobos.
Is that?
I have no recollection of these. These must be a new thing.
Yeah, no, they're actually pretty old. Yeah, they're Potoboo, technically. Here, I'll grab you a quick picture of one.
Wait, are they a type of boo?
That's its own debate. Here,
Oh.
they look like this. That's just their name, but they're little balls of lava.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't have a face the same as a boo does. Their face is different, so I think they're... Oh god, that's... Okay, I'm gonna get stuck in a thought loop if we even think about this, so we're gonna return to reading stream chat because I can't get stuck here.
You're fine.
Save me.
Let's see. Wait, who's the insured party? The racers or the venue? And who are we debating the insurance status of? I think that's a question for you specifically.
help me out there.
So, who is the insured party, the racers of the venue? Who are we debating the insurance status of? I think that's the meat of the question. Who are we debating the insurance status of?
I think the insurance status of just regular, like, Toads and Koopas, like your average Joe, and the racers. I assume each racer has their own insurance rather than the venue, because they're all sponsored by different people and different things, you know? Like, some of them are sponsored by, like, I'm gonna look
All
up some of
shrooms.
the... Yeah. What'd you say?
Yeah, all shrooms.
All shrooms.
All shrooms. Most of the Mushroom Kingdom racers are sponsored by All Shrooms. You have Koopa Core, which is, of course, the insurance that most of the Koopa staff have. There are a few out there that either have their own insurance or are uninsured. Of course, we were talking about the Shy Guys earlier. They have a community insurance.
True.
I don't think the Catquacks are insured, though. I do not think that they are insured.
Well, we actually do have, I'm looking now, we've actually got a lot of brands in the Mario Kart series, and this is news to me, so we're gonna have to go over some of this, but I want to go
wonderful.
through Stream Chat first, just to make sure I don't miss anyone's important contributions.
Yeah.
Because I see one from Jamie about someone bringing up a point about Peach's scheme earlier.
I'm searching for that right now. That was your cue.
What, my cue for me to look it up?
To keep talking. I'm sorry. It's like, I'm looking for it right now. Dead
I'm
silence.
sorry, I thought you were gonna find it a lot faster, Z. Excuse
I
me for
can't.
giving you space.
Is it copied? Is it linked? No, I don't think it is. I think they were just... Alternating Storms brought up a point about Peach's scheme earlier. Were they onto something? What would be Peach's scheme?
I'm not sure.
not sure.
So, B-Movie Lawyer was saying, I would like to pose a topic for debate. In race mode, you can argue that any attacks are within mutually agreed upon rules. In wandering mode, though, they're all just going about their day. There are sometimes multiple versions of the same character, like Mario and Baby Mario are both Mario. If Mario injures Mario, is Mario liable for injuring Mario? Yes. Well, what? Okay, you first here.
They're not, they are? Wait, I need
no.
to hear this information if so. Please continue.
Well, I'm just saying that they're still different people. Like, even if this is like a time paradox thing, they're from different timelines. Like, so whoever hurt the other is liable for that. Like, they're not the same person. They're not the same Mario. Like, it's a time paradox thing, yes, but Baby Mario, if they're both existing at the same time, like, first of all, you're hitting a baby, so, like, that's on you. And if the baby hits you, then,
Right.
like, you're just bad, so... Oh,
well,
dear.
there was the Baby Peach scandal, where Peach, Princess Peach, was trying to get money from I suppose it'd be previous time, by using Baby Peach as kind of a conduit for pulling coins in from the past and trying to duplicate money. That was ruled that is actually illegal. But you bring up a good point in that Baby Peach and Peach were the same person. If Baby Mario and Mario are not the same person, there is a split timeline that I believe they could be a loophole to that ruling.
Yeah, Pierce is saying that Partners in Time established that Baby Mario and Mario are the same character. I mean, so they're both Mario, yes, and Mario is the same character no matter how you look at him, but the thing is, I still think if they're existing in the same space, I think just working in the space of Mario Kart specifically, they're still separate racers, and I think still covered by separate, covered just like by separate people, because if Mario gets hit by someone, or if Mario hits someone, and they do decide that Mario's liable for that, they're not going to charge Baby Mario for that if he wasn't even on the track, you know?
Right.
Also, that does come to my other thing I wanted to talk about brands, because there are a lot of brands in the Mario Kart series, and I did not know about this, but we do have things like the Mario World brand versus the Babyland brand. So that's another thing to consider, is like, you were talking about finances and loopholes. So, like, you know, if Mario in the future is making money from Babyland Mario's brand in past, that's its whole other thing. That's like, is that embezzlement?
Well, it depends. If Mario is on the contract and is proven to be on the contract as a working force of Babyland, then I don't think there's any problem with it. If he is not, you're onto something. And I think that requires a deeper look. I think you stumbled upon something there.
Oh god, the cow is back. The cow from Mario Kart is back, and I do know that there is a brand
the
of...
cow is back.
The cow is back. There is a Mumu dairy brand, so let the cow up on stage. Let's see what the cow's got.
Yes, you are
Welcome to
live.
the stage.
Hello, I'm back. I know I'm not really welcome here, but I'm here anyways. I would just like to say that as cattle, we know all about brands. And I would like to argue
Oh my
that
god.
Yikes.
Go.
No.
Vaporized.
No.
Absolutely
No.
vaporized. Absolutely foul, disgusting.
Oh
How dare
my
you, cow
God.
from Mario Kart. That is your business, okay? That is, like, you know what? I allow
Wow.
swearing. We can discuss all manner of topics, but, like, that is your thing, bro. Like, the way you talk about that, like, you know, like, that's normally just like, okay, that's something that is necessary for cattle owners to do to make sure that, you know, like, they know which cattle are theirs. It's been a practice for a very long time. When you phrase it that way, brother, that's when you start feeling like, okay, you talking about something I don't want to talk about on stream, so we gonna... How about you keep your deal with that to yourself, and we let Price up on the stage?
Yeah, let's switch topics here. Price, get us out of this hole, please.
Okay, so I had a thought, and I posted in the chat a little bit ago, but I think we need to separate race mode and free roam. For the simple reason, because in really any normal race, they're likely going to announce times ahead of the race itself. So during a race, if you stay near the track, that's on you. Like, you have accepted the risk and you are liable for any damages accrued. But in free roam, you're just going about your day. When Mario randomly drifts around a corner and hits you at 90 miles an hour, you didn't agree to anything there.
I think you bring up a good talking point for that, yeah.
I agree, especially because, like, we've got knockout mode, and that, like, you literally travel, like, the surface streets to get to the next track in knockout mode. And, you know, you can say you shouldn't be driving on the track or whatever, but the surface streets? Like, what if I don't have another route? What if there is only one road to get from where I need to be to where I am?
To that point, during the different cups of the Mushroom Kingdom race, they don't, like, block off the roads at all. They don't, like, warn people. There are not free roam. There are, what's it called? Knockout mode. There are knockout road changes that happen within minutes.
That's
within
true.
minutes of the end of the previous race.
And really, the most you get to cover that is, like, you do have Lakitu who will, like, bring a racer back on track if they happen to go too far out of bounds, but, like, that's all you got.
Yeah.
Now, I'm still looking at these brands because I can't take my eyes off of them because I'm seeing so many fascinating things, and I really just wanna dip into some of these because I know I'm getting off track a little bit, but I'm fascinated by this because, I mean, again, if any of these companies sponsor the racer, then, you know, I feel like they're factored into the insurance thing. And we've got, like, Luigi tires, we've got Luigi oil, we've also got Waluigi oil. And
right. We all know about that story, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, I didn't even know. I don't think we need to get into the oil disputes in the Mario Kart world.
No.
But dear God, the fact that might exist and it's between Waluigi and Luigi scares me. Scares me on a fundamental level. But we also have Wario Pharmacy. We've got, let's see,
It's actually the first pharmacy to host cannabis.
True. True. The sign is green. The sign. We've got Waluigi.
I knew
Pinball. You did. Okay.
No,
Oh.
I didn't.
Hold on. We've got a brand here that is called Ghost Cautions. If anybody
Ghost
is going to be responsible for any of these damages, if we were talking about booze and like,
Wait.
look at this. Look at this solid evidence. If we've got Ghost Cautions as a brand, or, okay, we also have Dangerous Dry Bones.
Are
So-
these front companies?
Are they grunt companies? Oh my god.
Front companies.
Front
they're
companies.
Fronts. Yeah. Like they're I would hazard a guess that there is some amount of embezzlement or some amount of fraud happening. Ghost is a racer and also is a contractor for one of the items. If they have this company in the background,
We've got
oh dear.
there are so many I'm sorry, I'm posting all the brands in Discord. I'll throw some of them onto the stream as well. It's just icons. We've got Ghost Cautions, Dangerous Dry Bones, King of Graffiti, which is so if
That's
your car
Bowser
gets,
Jr.'s startup. That's we don't need to go into that. It's
well,
it's a
but
weird
I mean,
thing.
graffiti on your car is like that's another thing because that's not a hazard, but it's still something that like does your insurance cover it? Or is it like, can the company say, oh no, it's more of like a Banksy thing, like, you know, this was like an act of charity or something?
Yeah, it Bowser Jr. wants to pivot it as it's a wrap or it's, you know, it's a decal, but a lot of the times it's not been asked for and it's actually corrosive to everyone, not just the cars, but like to the pavement and to living beings as well.
I'm sorry, I just need a second to get these images into the stream because the people, and for our
people need
future
to know.
reference, the people need to know. Here we go, I'm getting Ghost Cautions, I'm getting Dangerous Dry Bones, and I'm getting...
I'm sorry, someone just posted billboards in the Japanese version of Mario Kart 64, and there's Mario, the smoking company that sells Mario Oro. I'm sure you've heard of Marlboro
Yes.
cigarettes.
Oh
Mario
my
Oro.
god.
Now, obviously, this Mario Kart 64. I have to look this up. I don't know. Mario Kart 64 release date. Several years ago. It was 1996. It's still several years ago. That could have been just a poor taste. I don't think. Please tell me that Mario Oro is not in your list, Tezza.
It's a list of all brands, so give me a second, because I gotta go through this, and I lost track of my icon for the graffiti one. I'm just getting these into the stream, sorry. OBS is not quite cooperating with me, so I just need a second to throw these
Totally
in.
fine.
There's Ghost
I
Cautions.
want to point out that there should be a Yoshi company in that list, right?
I'm sure there is. I'll grab it in just a moment. Just gonna throw in Ghost Cautions, Dangerous Dry Bones. There we
I have
go.
a bit. I need better context.
Okay, let me... Here, you know what? I can give you the list of brands as well. In fact, I can just link it for everyone so that we can all take a look here and feast our eyes on what the hell is going on in the world of brands in Mario Kart. Here, that's in YouTube, and here, this is in Discord.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, Mario Oro is actually at the top of the list on that.
Oh,
Of course,
God.
that's an older company.
It's entirely possible that they transitioned from that into Mario's Vape or something.
I think, at least in the Mushroom Kingdom, it got shut down after a while. But
I mean, yeah, because
I
they gotta
know
use
that
mushrooms instead of smoking.
Well, yeah, exactly, right. There's already a competitor for it. Let me see here. There should be
James does say Luigi is def a vape bro, which I absolutely agree with. I think he, I think he vapes, and I also think he probably vapes to try and help with his anxiety, because that man is on edge. He is stressed 24/7. And we do have Wario Pharmacy, so like we got somebody to give him the supply.
So that's kind of the problem. The whole Mario, Wario, Luigi, Waluigi thing really sets them at edge with each other. Like they play mini games together. Of course, they're in the very many tennis and Mario Party games, things like that. But outside of those events, they're not on speaking terms. It might be something along the lines of like there is certain care that Luigi needs that, due to societal and social reasons, he cannot get to, which is a tragedy, is an absolute tragedy.
It's true. And I mean,
go for it.
Or I was just gonna say, like it really depends on. Sorry, I opened the stream chat and I think I shouldn't have, because what the fuck are you guys posting in here? What is that?
That's all of that was conspiracy. We don't need to discuss that. It was already debunked, all right? They released the files. That movie was never made, okay?
Oh my god.
It's just fake.
Oh my god. What was I saying? Because it was important, and then I got distracted by that image. What the fuck were we talking about?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, we were talking about brands. We were talking about Waluigi and Luigi not being on speaking terms. You were talking about something to do with pharmacies. And I lost what I was gonna say. Even though I really needed it.
I'm unsure.
Well, this is embarrassing.
Well, I did want to point out that the Yoshi Oil Company did change. You can see now that one of their things is Yoshi Sanctuary and Yoshi's Ice Cream. So instead of becoming an exploitative force, they actually have changed their terms around and become something that's more constructive to the Mushroom Kingdom and its people.
Wow. I remember what I was going to say, which is, I know that we're in the Mario world and this is very separate from everything in the real world, but Japan's drug laws are very, very strict, and if the Mario world operates anything like that one does, then of course it's hard for Luigi to get, it's hard for him to get anything that he needs, because even legal drugs are just, it's so hard to get them there. And that is...
Yeah.
That's a whole area of special interest that I could go into, but the thing is, I don't wanna... I could, but that would make this very boring. And so instead, I'm going to talk about another brand, which is Red Shell Strike Equipment.
Right, yeah. They were also hired with the use of with the advent of Mario Kart World. They're on the list of people. You can see it on the credits.
Yeah, true. I'm looking at more brands. And I'm sorry because this is a complete tangent now, but I'm loving looking at these. We got Kung Fu Master Lakitu. We got Larry Lights, we got Iggy's Glass for crystal clear windshields. I feel like that one is somebody who would have to pay out. If you get your windshield broken, that guy is paying out, or you're paying him. Like, he is absolutely in on, like, the collision insurance deal, where they'll be like, oh, like, we'll refer you to Iggy's Glass, you'll drop off your car there, and they'll fix it, we'll give you a rental in the meantime, and then you can, pick up your car after, and we'll charge you $3,000 for that. So, good for you and great.
Iggy was one of the more entrepreneurial of the Koopalings, and I'd say that with how much that he gets business from these events, I'd say he's doing very well right now.
I would agree. But I mean, hold on, somebody just said wait in all caps in the stream chat, and I want to know what they're going to say, because this is...
waiting. You're putting the entire stream on pause right now.
GJ says wait, if Red Shell Equipment exists.
We're at the tip of the tongue. Come on.
We're all waiting to see where this is going.
This is
don't put them on the spot, Z. You gotta let it cook. That implies
well, of
hazards
course.
are known. Expected.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, that's kind of true to the point that there is a company around them. I mean, wait, that gets into the question of who's making the hazards? Like, what company is producing them? Because
Well,
it's true they have to come from somewhere.
Right. Well, you've pointed out one of them, this Red Shell Company. That company actually goes to Koopas that are relieving themselves of their shells. And it's usually because of the molting process. You grow out of your shell and whatnot. There was some scandal where there used to be a shell donation company that's been like hemorrhaging losses because it used to be like a community thing.
Oh wow!
And now this red shell company is paying for those shells. So instead of them going back out into rotation for other Koopas to use, they're being put to use on the race.
I wonder, okay, so maybe this was just me, but I kind of felt like the red shells that I'd been seeing lately were like slightly lower quality, or they felt like, they didn't feel as solid, but I was like, I didn't want to call out any Koopas. I wanted to be like, well, maybe like, times are hard. I don't want to judge if like maybe the latest Koopa diet is affecting like the way the shell is made, but like, if these are being mass produced now, rather than coming from like good honest Koopas, that's a scandal in itself. Like, what is Red Shell Equipment doing here?
With the amount of times that I've heard racers cursing red shells for not hitting the racer in front of them, I have to wonder if they're repainting green shells.
Oh my god. They're repainting I think we had somebody we do have Pierce raising their hand to speak. So let them up here.
Oh, yeah. Pierce, please shed some light on the situation.
And after that,
Hello.
we get to... Hello.
I just wanted to say that I can actually answer who makes the items in Mario Kart in-universe.
Oh,
tell me.
Really?
Okay, so Toad's factory in Mario Kart Wii is a factory where they manufacture the items.
Do they manufacture the items or the item boxes?
They manufacture item boxes, but you can actually see where some of the more lethal items are manufactured. If you go to Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios, Bowser has a factory for the items in the ride queue.
Oh, wow.
Right, that's only a few of the items, though.
No, I think...
It's a pretty big chunk of them. The only thing that isn't there is basically just mushrooms, which are in Toad's factory.
And I think Pierce has a point here, because... So they can be being manufactured at a Bowser industry, but that can still be being made by Koopas, and they can still be repainting the shells. Like... Just because it's under the Bowser branding, that doesn't mean Bowser himself is looking over it. Whoever the managing director is there, like, I don't know if they're standing up with compliance, you know what I mean? Like, we can see them coming out of the factory, but we still don't know how they're being made.
Actually, you bring up a good point here. Pierce, right? Pierce? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Pierce and Price are way too close to each other. But Pierce.
Sorry.
Pierce. You're fine. It's not your fault. But Pierce, do we know who owns Toad's factory? Is it Toad who owns Toad's factory? Is that a subsidiary of the Toads of the Mushroom Kingdom? Or is it owned by Koopa?
I would assume that Toad's factory is owned by Toad, and Toads are denizens of the Mushroom Kingdom specifically. So...
Okay.
It's probably a joint venture. The factory and the space
would
itself.
they? With political enemies?
I mean, it's business. That's the thing.
I mean, they also go golfing with each other. So how
That's
much
true.
how serious of enemies are they actually?
Golf is
That's
dangerous,
all
though.
performative.
They also do tennis.
Tennis is also dangerous.
I mean, they do Mario Kart too. I would say that's the most dangerous of the three currently.
They also do basketball with each other in Mario Sports Mix and Mario Hoops 3-on-3.
Hold on, wait. I almost refuse to believe this. Toad plays basketball.
Yeah, and the White Mage from Final Fantasy is there too.
Wowzy. There's no need to discriminate. Okay.
It's not discrimination.
Yes, it is. You just came in
It's
here and sounded
really
absolutely
not.
incredible. Incredulous
You have
that
to
a toad
understand.
could play basketball. I understand plenty. I think you're wrong. I think you are being very judgmental, and I think you need to apologize to all the toads who might be listening, because that is very offensive.
It's not a fact.
I think you
that
need to
the
apologize.
Toads will be... I apologize that it came off that sounded like I was saying Toad should not be playing
No,
basketball,
that's
right?
not how we apologize. You don't say I'm sorry if it sounded like it's. You just say I'm sorry for what I said. I apologize
I'm
to
sorry.
the Toads.
I apologize to the Toads.
Thank you.
If Toadsworth wants to be ballin', then he's gonna go be ballin'.
True.
The
What I was-
reason why I say that
Okay.
is because they also profit off the making of the basketballs.
Well, here's what I think.
The fact that they're playing means that there's embezzlement there too.
I think it's either Toad owns the actual real estate and Bowser the Bowser produces the items within the factory, or it's Bowser owns the real estate, the Toads purchase that plot, and then they make the factory where they can hire Bowser contractors to produce the items. Like the world is so interconnected that there's, like we were saying, they play golf together, they play basketball. Like there's no way that, like, even if they wanted to, businesses are going to intersect. It just happens. Like there's all kind of brands that, like, I wish I didn't, have to like patronize, but something can look like it's one company on the surface, but then you actually look at like the brand behind it, and like I'm thinking of like Coca-Cola, for example. I think that's, technically it's the Coca-Cola brand, but if you actually look, I think it's all under the Unilever umbrella.
Yeah.
So, and so it's so easy to be like, oh, it's Toad's factory, but it's Bowser making the item, but like everything is so interconnected that like it's just impossible to extricate them from each other.
I have to pause for just a second because someone from the Toad community has come to me and says that I need to do it in their native language. So give me just a second.
Please.
My Toad is a little bit rusty. I haven't spoken in a while.
That's fine.
Apologize to the Toad people for my misunderstanding of the situation. I think I
Holy
said
shit.
that correctly. I think I said that correctly. You
Oh,
have
I
this on
was-
stream forever, and I
Yeah.
am mad.
Oh, I am clipping that and making sure that
Oh,
we turn it into a
no.
soundboard.
Beautiful.
My life. Oh.
Now, I will spare you from being analyzed further. And I wanna talk about another brand that I'm seeing here. Because this one is just, I'm not sure I understand. This brand is just called it's Danger, or it's Cheese Danger. I will put this on stream as well.
Oh, Chain Chomp.
Well, no, but it's Danger and it's Cheeseland. It's a chain chomp eating cheese. A cheese chomp.
A
but-
cheese chomp.
I mean, what is this brand? What is its purpose? What is
I don't know. I've
It's
never
just-
seen it before.
is this insurance for farmers to keep chain chomps from eating their cheese? Is that something that's common?
I wouldn't expect so. Like
Jamie
the
says it's a
Mumu
snack.
Field. Does Mumu Fields have chain chomps on it?
Not that I know of, but I mean they could be like cattle dogs for the Mumus.
I mean, on a chain.
Well, I mean you can let them off the chain, or you can loose them from whatever the chain is bound to.
Well, doesn't that get involved with like chain chomp rights though,
I mean,
and like
it's in the
protections
name.
against society?
It's in the name. The chain is part of them, I think. Like the chain is just that is part of.
Oh,
the
I
chomp.
never even thought of that, honestly.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh wow, Jamie says it's a snack. Jane dangerously sharp cheddar, and you know what? You're right. I think the cheese is a snack. I think the brand is just Danger, and it's tasty cheese. Oh, Pierce says it's a reference to Cheeseland from Mario Kart Super Circuit. The Mario
Oh.
Kart 8D version of the stage has chain chomps on it.
Oh, okay. So, I guess is this a company that's taught chain chomps how to? Well, in the picture, it looks like the chain chomp is eating cheese. But if it's cheese land, they don't want the chain chomps eating the cheese. They have to be trained specifically not to eat the cheese in order to
They
be on
might.
cheese
This
land.
might be terraforming.
That'd be Terraform? It's a terraforming company for Cheeseland using
I mean-
chain chomps?
I mean, yeah, if it's cheese, and I mean, if you can train the chain chomp to, like, go through, like, a specific path and then, create roads for Cheeseland.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Actually, yeah, that does make a lot of sense. And they were just, like, contracted out for a stage one day?
Yeah. Because they can be race hazards,
Oh.
too, and, I know you can, like, grab a chain chomp on a leash, and...
Right,
Yeah.
well, we've seen that in Odyssey.
True, very
Right?
true.
Wow, that's some serious training the chain chomps have to go through. Because I mean, you go to any place that has chain chomps, those things will lurch at you.
Yeah.
Any
Oh, yeah.
slight provocation.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I
So
imagine it
that's-
takes a lot of careful training to really, like, get a chain chomp, like, to
Wow.
listen to you.
Yeah.
Like, they're a very... I don't think there's anything... There's no such thing as, like, problem breeds, like, it's... like...
Right. Yeah. It's all uprising. Right.
Yeah,
Th-
but
this
it's how you
this
train them.
actually. Yeah. Oh my god. Wow. That's surprisingly uplifting.
Yeah.
I've had a fear of chain chomps my entire life.
Oh, no. You know what?
It's been one of those things.
I think that we should go. I think if you want to and you're willing to accept it, I think we could go to the Chain Chomp Aquarium together.
To the well,
To the Chain Chomp Aquarium.
to the chain chomp aquarium.
Check out the.
I've never
ad.
seen a chain chomp in water.
Yeah. Oh, it's really fascinating. Actually, you would be surprised how well they do in water. It actually, all their sort of like jerking, like lurching movements, they just become so much more fluid in the water. It's almost like it's almost like they're meant to be there, and like. It's gorgeous, honestly. Like, the way that they swim together, like, when they're in packs, like, the way the chains trail behind them, it's just this beautiful visual, especially in the water when, like, you can see the light filtering down and it glimmers off the chains. It's gorgeous. I've got to take you at some point.
I think I'll start coming around on chain chomps. Now, I would prefer that we don't get close to the glass.
No, yeah, they will.
But like,
yeah.
I could totally see watching from a distance. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah,
I'll
no
keep
worries
that in
at all.
mind.
I believe even the glass is probably from Iggy's glass. So, that's like reinforced.
Okay, very good. Sorry, that took me out.
I love this.
A mental wathon.
We've got Brutsy saying in chat, David Attenborough voice. I don't know if I can do this, but I'll try. Here we see the glorious chain chomps, as nature intended them to be. They
And you have to
swim
play
together
some like
in packs.
royalty-free like doop 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 doop.
Ooh, Madame Brood has a pet chomp. She does, but that thing isn't. I mean,
yeah,
it's not really trained that well. Like that thing
I was gonna
lunges
say,
at you. I don't think, and I don't think that's specific to Mario. I think that thing would lunge at you no matter who you are, because she yanks it out of the ground and slams it into her own face. Like she's not a good pet owner,
Yeah, that's You really don't want to get into the broodling side of things because they'll take you to Twitter over it, and like
True.
you don't.
Oh, God.
You don't.
The Broodalls are just okay. Like they're the worst. The Broodalls. Normally I don't talk about this. I try to like keep the serious stuff
You
out
be
of my
careful.
streams.
You be careful.
I will, but so I feel like I can talk about this just because the Broodalls, they've caused me such a headache. And I haven't left any negative reviews or anything, but they're supposed to cover wedding services, right?
Mhm.
And I was planning to have my wedding, before the pandemic hit, actually. And I paid my whole deposit for that, I paid them, up front. They told me they were gonna, really get me, a nice wedding. And I did, I paid the extra cost for them to not steal any of the materials because that's its own thing.
Right? Yeah.
But the
That's
thing
part
is-
of their business plan.
Yeah, but then, the pandemic hit and I couldn't have my wedding. I wasn't going to have a bunch of people over for that. And they did not give me any refund, not even half. So all that money towards my wedding, gone. Just
That's brutal. That's absolutely
It's brutal indeed.
Oh god.
Oh dear.
Also, we have Sir David Attenborough on the line.
Yeah,
who
has
would like
requested
to?
speak.
Yeah,
Let's please bring you
let's
into
get
this.
in here, Sir David.
Welcome to the stage, sir.
When looking at the marvelous chain chomp, most people see them outside of their natural habitat. In the tundra, on the fields, anywhere but where they belong. In the aquarium. When approaching a chain chomp in its natural habitat, wait, real quick. This is the documentary, right?
Oh, no, sir. I'm sorry. We
No,
are
this is a
actually
debate.
having a debate.
Yeah.
This is a debate. Well,
Yeah.
I think I might be in the wrong
Yeah.
studio.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
The documentary. We're doing that next week. So I think
Yeah,
we might have
that's-
we got our schedules wrong. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, sir.
No, yeah.
I will
Totally
be
fine.
back in time to film the documentary.
Thank you so much. Yeah, sorry the schedules got mixed up. I'll talk to the secretary about that. You have my apologies. Let me just let you go. I know you're a busy man. Thank you. I'll see you next week. Oh wow, I feel so bad about that.
It's a little embarrassing, but yeah. But it happens. It happens.
It does. And he is right, about the chain chomp. And actually, I just remembered we've seen Link in Mario Kart, and we actually have seen chain chomps in Link's Awakening. So, the status of that as the status of whether or not that's
I mean, the Hylian community and the Mushroom Kingdom, they are on good terms with each other. Obviously,
It's true.
They do this often.
And there is a woman named Madame Meow Meow who does own a pet chain chomp who she actually lets you take on a walk and who is really well trained. He does attack things, but he'll move if you pull him back. He'll only attack if you sit there and say, "Okay, go for it, boy."
Okay. I've never been led on to the world of actual chain chomps. I've really only had that a few experiences in Mario 64, and that really you have one of those experiences at a very young age, and it changes
shakes you up. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Yeah, I mean that's why. Yeah, so I see what you're saying, Pierce, and that was part of why I decided to kind of trail off on that thought, because I didn't want to. For anybody who hasn't
the
played
canon.
Link's Awakening, I didn't want to mess that up. But Pierce does say, that being said, Chain Chomp does appear as a weapon Link can use in Hyrule Warriors. So yeah, I do think Chain Chomps, they go across a lot of worlds. There's a lot of ways to train them. There's Chain Chomp racing chains, and that sounds...
Oh.
I don't know where they're I hope the chains are gotten ethically. Oh dear.
Yeah, if we're saying that the chains are part of the chain chomp itself, then yeah, that raises some very harrowing questions.
I imagine they probably shed them. When a tail gets too long, it's either you cut it for the chain chomp's health, or in nature it would fall off on its own,
Right.
Just like a regular shed.
I think they would actually, if you're familiar with the specifically twisting and turning green hills in the Mario Kingdom, those were actually kind of a symbiotic relationship. They would actually turn, chain chomps would come in under them and shed off the bad or the old chain.
Oh wow, they're probably collected from there then.
I hope so.
I hope
again,
so.
there's some room for malice.
It's true, but I like to hope. I like
We
to.
all like to hope.
I think we all like to hope. It's true.
We all need a little hope.
We do all need.
like seriously.
Yeah. Well.
Are there chain chomps to kind of pull back into the main thing of this? Are there chain chomps in Mario Kart World?
Let me check because I'm not sure. I mean, I think, didn't there used to be a chain chomp that was an item that you would use, and it would, like, pull you forward?
I don't know. I think I've played all of 3 30-minute sessions of Mario Kart games total.
Okay. Chain chomps were an item only in Double Dash, I think. In all the others, they're just a hazard. But honestly, I hate to do this, but I think we've been dancing around this the whole time, and I think that we need to address it. I think we need to talk about Kamek.
Tessa, can we speak off mic for just a second?
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead. I'm definitely not keeping the stream on to have this, recorded for security purposes.
Exactly. We just need to have a little chat.
Sure. Okay. So, what is it? Sorry, what?
So we can't bring it up, right? We're
What do you
already
mean? Why-
a little
why
bit
can't-
sponsored.
No, what do you mean? I'm sorry. Did you just say Kamek is a sponsor?
We had to get money for this
Why
stream,
didn't you
right?
tell me that at the start?
Where do you think I got the money from?
I didn't know. I wasn't gonna ask. That's not my business.
Listen, alright? I have a few friends over in the Cooper Corps that relayed me up, and we can't speak on the Kamek stuff, okay? We just can't.
Fine, okay. Just tell me that in advance next time.
I'm sorry, alright? We're at
Sorry
very
about that,
low-
everyone. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
retract
sorry.
that. It seems like we're not gonna be speaking about Kamek at this time. I apologize. That was just a slip of the tongue, you know? I shouldn't have said anything.
It's totally
we
fine.
already
Happens all the time.
agreed,
Yeah.
you know?
What's next on the track hazards?
That's a great question. Oh dear. Would you look at who wants to speak? Who's got
I
their
don't know what
hand?
you're talking about.
We had. I thought I saw a raised hand from
No.
I really think I'm seeing a raised hand from.
There's nothing in queue. No one's in queue.
I really think
What's the next hazard on the next track?
That's a great.
Tessa of Tessa's Tunes.
Okay. The next tracked hazard is it's mushrooms.
Mushroom.
Oh.
So wait, what kind of mushrooms are we talking here? It's
Red
the mushroom
mushrooms.
kingdom, obviously.
We've got somebody saying, "How do you join the stream chat?" Would you mind enlightening them? While I'm sorry. I'm getting a phone call. Let me just
Totally fine. I'll explain. Yeah, you joined the. We've got a Discord stage going here. Yeah, you've got it. And then you just request to speak.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So Z just told me. I didn't know we were partnering. It's really great to be working with you. Yeah. No, I have a lot of respect for Kamek. Trust me. It's. No. Yeah. I didn't mean. I'm sorry. You know. No, absolutely. My lips are sealed. I promise. There was really no need for that. I would appreciate. We don't need any transformation magic at this time. I understand. I get. I read you loud and clear. I would really prefer to not be a Goomba. So let's I'll drop it. I will make sure everybody drops it. Oh dear. No, you don't have to come over. You don't have to come over. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, so we have a new speaker. We're gonna
Oh.
go ahead and just invite them up here.
Great. Let's do that.
Hello there.
Hello.
Welcome
I don't
to the
think
stage.
Princess Peach. I don't think Princess Peach can run a country. Actually, I mean, I don't really know if you ever played like Mario Party Jamboree? I mean,
So we're not here to make political statements.
Wait, did you just yeet them?
Maybe.
Let's
I was hoping to continue the bit at
let's
least.
give them a chance. You're back to
Okay,
the stage.
sorry,
Oh, Lord.
Sorry, I think maybe I shouldn't have gone on so strong. Maybe I shouldn't have come across so strong. I apologize for that.
That's all right. That's perfectly fine. You were saying about Peach's business legitimacy?
Well, also, I mean, all the currency of the Mushroom Kingdom is just like strewn about on just like the roads itself. I don't actually think car insurance is necessary, considering that you could probably pay it off on the car ride there on like during the race itself.
Well,
But
that's
your
actually
coin
part
cap-
of. Go for it.
I was just gonna say your coin cap during a race is, I believe, 10, and I think
Isn't it 20
insurance-
in? I think it's 20 in like Mario Kart World. No.
You're right. It might be 20, but I don't think 20 coins is gonna cover, you know, my broken windshield, the Iggy's
Well,
glass.
That may be true, but the point of Mario Kart is that you're gonna get damaged, but then you're gonna get your coins back. I mean, it's easy. It's easier to get money back than it is to lose it in one way or another, I would say.
Right. To speak on Peach's policies, as you say, currency is strewn about in quotes. That's actually part of her welfare policy, so that even
So anyone can get money. Is that
yeah,
part of her welfare
specifically
thing?
so that those who can't afford to be in the race or aren't able to be in the marathons, like in Super Mario World and Galaxy and things like that, can still afford basic things.
So the coins on the roads are essentially just so everyone can participate, not so everyone can pay off their debts.
The coins on the roads, I think, are placed there by the event hosters, so that the racers can pick them up and increase their speed. I understand that there are actually some coins that are put on the road for the passerbys, the average Joe just going to their daily commutes. I think that's just more incentive to be a part of the race and less as a part of Peach's policies.
I see.
You have to be very careful about those kinds of statements.
I guess I just never thought about it that way. I'm
Yeah.
not really sure how coins work in Mario, to be honest. I mean, are they distinct from... I guess are coins distinct from Mario Kart versus, like, as opposed to Super Mario, for instance? How does that work out?
So there's an exchange rate.
Yeah.
It's between different countries, you know. It's like there's an exchange rate depending on if you're, you know, on the racetrack or if you're in oh gosh, I forget wherever Daisy's from. Sorry, that's very dismissive. but wherever she's
Sarasaland.
from.
Yes,
Thank you,
Sarasaland.
Sarasaland. Yeah, there's an exchange
What about,
rate.
like... I think Sarasaland still uses coins, though. I mean, that's... I believe
That's
that's
different
how it is in
coins,
Super
though.
Mario. Are you sure they're not the same kinds of coins?
It's different markings. So when those games were made, the technology hadn't been, you know, it's obviously very pixelated. It's obviously very 16 and 32-bit. So
It's
you can't
very
see
limited.
the intricate markings of the
Yeah.
Sarasaland coins.
I was gonna say it's like, you know, 16 bits to 1 coin is about the exchange rate.
I don't know. I think it's still 100 coins to a life, no? I assume that the exchange rate is, like, roughly the same. I was under that impression.
Right. I mean, they're made with different materials still, you know? Like a coin in the modern day, like that's made of, you know, I mean, we've got the brands. I'm sure I could figure out exactly which brand is making the gold or whatever
Oh, sure.
coins. But that's
Well, they're minted by the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, they're minted by the Mushroom Kingdom. But, you know,
Okay,
the
but what about, like...
Go on.
Actually, what about Donkey Kong? I'm thinking about that now, because, like,
Separate
Donkey Kong...
country.
Yes, but I mean, is the exchange rate the same between the two? Because if I recall correctly, 100 bananas in the Donkey Kong Country games equals 1 life, or 1 balloon, in that
Still
game as
very
well.
different still. I mean,
Yeah.
It's
Ye-
100 bananas equals 1 life in banana currency. That's not the same as for coins. 100 coins does not equal 1 banana life.
And,
So it's
and
not
if
gonna
you're
be
talking, if
It's
you're
not
talking
going to
about
be
like
the same type of buying power either.
Well, it's also upheld by a lot of Kong heritage. So
True.
the Donkey Kong and the Donkey Kong Country themselves, they have different views on, like, obviously there is no price to a life But obviously, if you have 100 coins, you get an extra life, right? And obviously, if you have 100 bananas, you get an extra life. So that all falls within their purview of their own religion and understanding. That's more of a cultural question. I can't really speak on that.
I'd also like to point out that this is like a very special, like a specially made variety of banana. Like, we can't grow the kinds of bananas that they make in Donkey Kong Land. There's a reason they are currency there. It's because they can't be grown anywhere else.
I think some bananas are special, like the golden bananas the golden banana at the end of Donkey Kong Country Returns. But I mean,
of course,
is there anything that suggests that the bananas in the Donkey Kong universe are in any way special or distinct from?
They don't go overripe. They don't rot.
I mean, do we know that?
Yes. I mean, otherwise, how could you bank them as currency?
Let me put it to you this way, all right?
I mean, it could be that Donkey Kong simply lacks the forethought to think ahead and does not consider the fact that getting a bunch of bananas means that they're all going to rot very quickly.
He's not the one who makes the bananas.
Oh yeah, no, that's again. I will also put out there that the shelf life of Kong bananas can actually be proven, and this is going to be me talking a little bit out of turn.
Okay.
But if you go to Mystical Monkey Island, which is where I and Mimi and all of the capsule runners working, all of their bananas are out on the fields there, and no one's made a game for Monkey Ball in a while, and those bananas are still good. So, like, the shelf life is peak on those, honestly. It's the reason why they're exported so well.
Infinite shelf life bananas versus solid gold coins.
Yeah. And I mean, that's also why we've got banana peels as hazards. Like, those banana peels, they're also specially grown, like, from specially made bananas, so that they don't, they're just slippery enough to be a hazard, They're just slippery enough, but they're also, they're not gonna go rotting on the track. They're not gonna cause mold or anything. It's a very, very special breed. I think they use some kind of, like, preservatives,
It's a science thing. We can't even begin to understand how the preservatives of these bananas
exactly
mutate them.
I'm glad we've gotten
yeah. Well, we've got another speaker that wants to come up, so
I can.
Great having this conversation with you.
Yes,
yeah, no,
thank
wonderful.
You so
Sorry
much.
about
you're fine.
what I said before.
Nothing to apologize for.
Totally fine. You didn't get to say anything on the air, and that's what's important.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Okay, bye.
All right, let's
thank you for
get
joining us.
good friend of the cast, Calvin Hobbs, up on the stage. Calvin.
Welcome to the stage. Oh dear, Calvin might be silenced.
Oh, yeah, I think he was having mic issues earlier.
Oh dear.
So, now...
We do also have GJ pointing out that banana coins do exist. And that's true, but
banana
those
coin,
are...
yeah.
That's another thing, it's the same as, like, we've got pennies and we've got dollars, like...
Yeah, exactly. There are different currencies, different exchange rates. Again, like, we're mostly speaking on the Mushroom Kingdom here, and by extension, unfortunately, the Koopa Kingdom as well. And that's mostly because they're so intertwined that it's impossible to pull those two from each other.
Yeah, and I mean, a banana coin is a collectible item, Like, it's got, like you sell that at a pawn shop for money. That's got collector's value. That's not really... Like, you can sell that to make money. You don't really use that as currency. It's an old currency.
Right. Welcome back, Calvin. Calvin?
We still cannot hear Calvin, which is very unfortunate. But we could still talk about the exchange rates of bananas, because we are seeing... What about the colored bananas from Donkey Kong 64? And that, I kind of feel like... So... Only the Kongs related to those bananas. I'm actually an expert on Donkey Kong 64. That is true. That is not part of the kayfabe. I really have played that game front to back, like 100%ed it. It's a whole thing where my sister and I, we couldn't beat it when we were young, and so when we got to college, we were like, we have to play Donkey Kong and beat it. And so every day after our college classes, we'd go home, we'd play some Donkey Kong, and we finally beat Donkey Kong 64 after like 20 years. So... I'm an expert because I did it very recently. The colored bananas from Donkey Kong 64, the thing about those is that only the Kong associated with that color can pick up that banana. So I believe it's, red for Diddy, pink for Tiny, I might be blue for Lanky, yellow for Donkey Kong, and maybe it's green for Chunky. I unfortunately don't fully remember, but the point is, those are only picked up by those Kongs, and I think that in that case, especially because those are used for, like, opening doors and, like, I believe acquiring blueprints as well, there's certain things that they are spent towards, and there's also coins, and the coins are spent towards different things.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of just its own sort of ecosystem. They couldn't spend them outside of DK Island. They would have to convert them to a more common currency.
So, and obviously you're an expert on this, but this recently came up in it was a report that was happening. So the colored bananas of the Donkey Kong 64 game were actually the higher up of the Kong family trying to make their version of NFTs.
Oh, of course Cranky tried to make NFTs.
Cranky heard about the NFT craze and was like, we can make a lot of money for, Donkey Kong Racing 2.
Yeah, and he didn't listen to his wife. Oh, God rest her soul.
God rest her soul. That poor woman. But yeah, it was their try of getting bananas on the blockchain. It didn't work out very well. Obviously, we all felt the pain of Donkey Kong 64 by playing it.
Yeah.
Was it shout out to H Bomber Guy for doing like a 20 or 48-hour stream trying to beat that game?
Yup. Mm-hmm.
Oh
Trans rights,
man.
Okay, that's
Trans rights.
I said the okay because that's what Donkey Kong says, but I just can't do a Donkey Kong voice. So.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't know if I
that.
can do it either.
Now, Z,
we do have a little bit of a sponsored message here. If we can just part from the stream for just a little bit here, we're gonna let our sponsor speak.
Yes. Okay, we're letting up our speaker from the Cam Experts. So go ahead and
Thank you for graciously accepting our public statement.
Of course, yes, absolutely.
After all, since it appears that we cannot be avoided on this stream,
oh yeah, we would know.
then
I mean,
we
would
must
never
simply
avoid you.
give our statement.
Yeah,
we must
please.
simply take that as fact.
As a mute.
Cannot do exactly two things. We make things bigger, and we move things from place to place. That's it. We do not do anything else. Anyone who says otherwise is a dirty liar, slanderous, libelous creature of the dirt.
Can we keep it a little bit PG for it's not a PG stream, but like just keep
We
it.
really appreciate. See, stop. We really appreciate that, Cam Experts, and we absolutely believe you and everything you've said. And anybody who tries to say otherwise, know that you will be persecuted to the fullest extent of the law. And we really value the help of our Cam Experts, and I'm not scared at all. So thank you for coming up.
Thank
Cam,
you.
I will.
Thank you for being so post-haste with your response.
Of course, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Great. Cool. Okay. I think we're good.
I think we're good. We're good.
Okay, oh my god. Oh my god. I thought I was. Jesus, I thought I was gonna get turned it. Okay.
Don't worry.
Oh my god.
Charlie's got us. All right. Charlie's got us.
Okay. They're so scary.
It's again. We're talking about what was the stream thing again? We were doing something for the stream.
Hazards.
Yes, hazards for the stream.
Right. With
What's next on the list?
Actually, I think because I can hear some cackling and some knocking at my door, would we like to, get to our final points and kind of wrap up the stream so that I can run for my life and jump out the window safely? Or, whatever
Absolutely.
other method I'm going to use to... I'm definitely going to get the door. But Brutzy, yes, let's bring you up and let's hear what you've got to say.
Hey, Vsauce.
Hello.
Brutzy here. have you considered the final point of which you have all been avoiding it thus far? Blue shells, my friends, the greatest hazard of them all. The one which is inflicted by other drivers on purpose to those leading the charge. What?
True.
Insurance has got to cover that. I mean, it's the other driver's fault in the case of, like, the person that receives it, so...
I mean, yeah, that's a deliberate... Like, that one is... There's no questions asked. That is a deliberate use against, like, the first place racer. You know exactly who it's going towards. But I would counter that you don't necessarily... A, other people can be caught in the crossfire of the explosion. And B, the first place racer could change spots. And if it does,
true.
I think... I'm not 100% sure if the red shell stays targeted on the person who was in first place when it was launched, or if it goes past them to the new first place person. But either way,
so you're saying they could, like, escape on a technicality then?
Yes,
maybe.
exactly. They could escape on a technicality. But I do appreciate that point.
I shall certainly keep this in mind.
We do have another speaker as well who wants to throw
Yes,
in
we do.
words. Thank you so much for your input. We really appreciate it. And welcome back, Pierce, to the stage.
Yes.
I just want to say from experience that a lot of Mario Kart insurance companies don't actually cover blue shell insurance anymore because with the addition of the super horn item, a lot of insurance companies are just saying, you know what, you should have had a super horn. We're not covering that. It's your fault for not having a super horn.
That's true.
That's
Especially
crazy.
because a lot of the metagame for Mario Kart World has become kind of sandbagging and item like selection. I could see them picking up on that and going, okay, if you're going to play this way, we're going to enforce the rules this way.
Yeah, that is absolutely
Also, even
scary.
without a super horn, it is very technically possible to escape from a blue shell by boosting at just the right time. So even if you have a mushroom, you should have everything you need to get away from a blue shell. So if you get hit by a blue shell, it's your own fault, no insurance. I've dealt with that from a lot of insurance companies in the Mario Kart universe. They're getting very stingy.
That's
Oh,
rough.
Gotcha.
It's
Yeah.
very rough, yeah.
Well, thank
Especially
you.
with that whole World Tour thing that they just did. They're trying to cut corners any way they can.
That's true.
That does make sense, yeah.
Just wanted to get that out there. Thank you.
Thank you
No
so
worries.
much
Thank
for
you.
sharing your opinion and your input. We really appreciate it. And thank you so much. With that, let's get to our final point, Z. Do you have any closing statements for us?
I think we've gone over a lot of topics today.
That's true. Yeah.
But the overall to it is, if you're playing Mario Kart, play it to have fun. Play it to have fun. You don't have to worry about, you taking care of the moral dilemmas on whether or not you should be, inside of parks and, throwaways with heavy traffic.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
have,
I think the moral here, the core of this is that, if you hit someone with a stage hazard, just drive away. Just don't talk to them.
yeah.
They can't catch
Actually,
up with you. You just hit them. They're going to slow down. They're not going to catch up.
Absolutely not. And also, you do get a full wave of all things that you did wrong if you win the race. So,
Yeah. So I guess the point is, just win the race. Do whatever you have to win the race. Even if that means throwing a literal hammer at someone, just do it. Do whatever you have to and seize that win so that you don't get in any legal trouble. And with that, I think I'm gonna have to get in a race right now because I think the Kamix just knocked down my door. So I'm gonna get in a car and I'm gonna see if I can cross a finish line before I die. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. We hope you'll join us again in the next great debate. And I have to go. Bye, Z. Bye, everyone.
we'll see you soon.